Hey guys, if you are watching this video, you're getting ready to start your 24-day challenge. My name is Kyle Stanley. I've been a Avocare distributor since 2013, helped a lot of people to get great results on their 24-day challenge. So first things first, you see the products here in front of you. You should have your products in front of you. You should have also gone to advocare.com/24-day challenge for great recipes, checking out the schedule, and also seeing the do's and the don'ts and some grocery list items as well. If you haven't done that, go ahead and just pause this video. Go again to www.advocare.com/24-day challenge to make sure you've got all the things in your pantry and your refrigerator that you need to be able to be successful at this challenge. Now, some of the things I like to be able to talk about before even getting to the products as well. Some of those do's and don'ts. The big thing during the first 10 days, and that's all we're going to talk about today, is just the first 10 days of the 24-day challenge. The main three things that you've got to make sure that you're staying away from: no dairy, no wheat, and no alcohol. No excuses. You got to stay away from those things. If for some reason it's really tough to stay away from that social drink because you're at a work event, or the only thing that you have in front of you is a sandwich, and there's wheat on it, and the dairy is the only choice. Obviously, don't starve yourself, but at the same time, please try to stay away from those things as much as possible. Now, when it comes to some of the things you also want to stay away from, obviously sugar is a big thing. Processed foods, things that are going to be obviously fattening, staying away from those as much as possible. And then there's also such a good thing as good fruits, and there's such a good thing as bad fruits, and good vegetables and bad vegetables. So some of the good fruits that you can definitely do: berries, apples, oranges, those are totally fine. Some of the things you want to stay away from are just really any other fruit besides that, especially bananas, mangoes, things that are high on what we call the glycemic index, just high in sugar, because fruit, believe it or not, does have a lot of sugar in it. But the berries, the apples, those are the things that you really can stick to that would be good, especially berries, because they are inner lining scrubbers for your inner intestines. So while the cleanse is going to get rid of a lot of stuff that's been stuck in your intestines, the berries are going to kind of get the scrubber going on in there, along with a lot of vegetables too. But there is such a thing as bad vegetables: corn, peas, and carrots. Those are things you want to keep in moderation. I always say that if you're going to have carrots, it's fine to be able to mix in a few baby carrots with your salad, but if you're chipping away at those just like a bag of Lay's potato chips, then it's going to turn to straight sugar in your stomach as well. Same thing goes for peas and for corn. One other thing I would definitely stay away from is your starchy carbs for the first 10 days: potatoes, rice, and beans. Those are great options for the second phase, but in the first phase, not exactly productive towards what we want to accomplish with the challenge. And especially, big thing here, after 4 p.m., we want to stay away from fruits, and we definitely want to stay away from those starchy carbs. So now that you've kind of got some of the do's and don'ts, including, by the way, before we actually move on, water. Water is a big one. Take your weight, divide it by 2. That's how many ounces of water you should have. So me, I'm 160 pounds. Divided by 2 is 80 pounds. So I should have 80 ounces of water on a daily basis. So make sure to do that math equation as well. Know how much water you're supposed to have. But let's move on to what the first 10 days of the 24-day challenge look like. I've got the entire 24-day challenge in front of me right now. I chose to go with a canister of Spark, also an option for you. You probably have 2 boxes, but just know that Spark does come in canisters for after the challenge, or even if you find yourself using a lot of Spark during your 24-day challenge, you can reorder some more for that second phase, and the canister is really the economical way to go. I've got my Omegaplex, I've got my fiber drink, and I've got my herbal cleanse right here in front of me. The extra add-on that I always go with for the challenge is Catalyst. I always make sure I have my Catalyst with me, because that is going to be promoting branched chain amino acids, which is going to preserve that lean muscle, so I'm not losing fat and muscle. I'm losing fat while promoting the muscle. And then for the second phase, I'm going to push this to the side right now. We've got the MNS, the meal replacement shakes, and for you, you've probably got another box of Spark. You do not need this until day 11. On my challenge, I like to have an extra box of meal replacement shakes, and I suggest that for everyone. If you only have 1 box of meal replacement shakes, and for some reason in the first 10 days you're just not making a good enough breakfast for yourself, dig into those meal replacement shakes for your 11 through 24 days, and you can always get another box for that second phase and beyond the 24-day challenge as well. But let's just talk about the first 10 days here so far. I've got my guide in front of me. This is great, but at the same time, I really like to use the 24-day challenge app. You can get it at the Google Play Store if you have an Android, or the Apple iPhone Store for your iPhones. That's really my number one tool for the challenge because it's easy. It's right there on my phone. I can open it up, and if I forget my guide at home and I'm at work, it's just a lot easier to be able to have. You'll notice as soon as you download that app, you have to put in your pre-measurements. That's your pre-weight, your pre-measurements around some key areas that it'll show you. And I always suggest a before picture as well, because those are 3 things that can really show you the difference. Don't just look at the scale. If you're just looking at the scale here, you're not understanding what exactly you've got in front of you. This is not a weight loss challenge. This is a health and wellness challenge. And if your health and wellness is dealing with the scale in your mind, then we've got to change that mindset a little bit. It's going to be a lot more about the inches. It's going to be a lot more about how you feel. And it's also, at the end of the challenge, going to be how you look after 24 days in the mirror as well. So with that being said, let's start with day 1. I want you to go to www.advocare.com/24-day challenge. Go ahead and go to that right now. If you need to take a second to get there, go ahead and press pause on this video. But basically from there, I'm just going through the schedule right now. Okay, first thing you're going to see, as soon as you wake up, it's telling you to have your Spark, your AM Probiotic, which is in the Herbal Cleanse box, and 3 pills of Catalyst if you have Catalyst. So as I open up my Herbal Cleanse box here, I'm going to pull out the AM pills, which are in, again, the Herbal Cleanse box. And as I pull out one packet, I see that there's an orange AM and there's a blue PM. Orange AM is your probiotic. So I take that one. I'm going to have that with my Spark, and I'm going to have that with 3 pills of Catalyst. Now, if you have multiple bottles of Catalyst, you can take however many bottles you have. That's the amount of servings that you can have in a day. So if you have 2 bottles of Catalyst, take 2 servings of Catalyst a day. If you have 3 bottles of Catalyst, take 3 servings of Catalyst a day. It'll show you right there on the guide that AM plus right before your mid-afternoon snack, and then at night as your 3 best times to have Catalyst. My suggestion is really mid-afternoon is fine, mid-morning is fine, but really before a workout. This is really feeding your muscles with amino acids, which is going to make you stronger. It's going to also give you better workouts. So if you're going to take Catalyst once a day and you know that you're going to be working out that day, have your Catalyst, 3 pills right before a workout. If you don't know if you're going to work out that day, go ahead and have it first thing in the morning or in your mid-morning or mid-afternoon snack, or before your mid-morning or mid-afternoon snack is what I mean to say. Again, 3 pills of Catalyst. And then what I do with my Spark is I'll mix it with about 12 ounces of water. And what I'll also do, if you notice on that guide right now, it says to have fiber before your breakfast. I just mix my Spark and my fiber together because the fiber to me, it's not bad. It's just kind of like chalky water though. I'd much rather have a good flavor with that. So I mix my Spark with that, and it's just like I'm having my Spark by itself. So if it's in a perfect world, you're having basically all 3 of those products all together. Actually, all 4 right now. So Spark, mix it with your fiber, AM pill, and 3 pills of Catalyst. Or if you know you're working out that day, go ahead and have your Catalyst right before. And again, if you have multiple bottles of Catalyst, go ahead and have it at that time and then before a workout, or then before your mid-afternoon snack. As we're moving along here, you'll notice that the next thing that it says is for breakfast, and again, it says fiber plus water, but you've already knocked out your fiber at this point, so you don't need to do your fiber there. But if you have 2 boxes of meal replacement shakes, go ahead and have that meal replacement shake for your breakfast. Again, the advantage of the meal replacement shake over maybe your own breakfast is that there's 24 grams of protein and 24 grams of complex carbs, and that 1-to-1 ratio is going to make you a fat-burning machine for the rest of the day. It's jump firing that metabolism right there in the morning. The equivalency of that is going to be about 4 to 5 egg whites and a side of berries, or a bowl and a half to 2 bowls of oatmeal and a side of berries. That should be the only other option that you're having for breakfast. If you can't meet that requirement, just go ahead and get another box of meal replacement shakes. With that meal replacement shake, my suggestion is to have 2 pills of Omegaplex. You'll notice it doesn't say that there in the guide, but you ask anyone, the more Omegaplex that we can get with our meals on a daily basis, the more we're going to start pushing out those bad fats and promoting better fats. I know people that are having 9 pills, 9 servings of Omegaplex a day. All that I'm going to ask you to do is just do 2 servings of it, which is going to be first of all with your breakfast. Now, that's the easiest part, or excuse me, that's the toughest part of the challenge. It's first thing right there in the morning. But now it's a cakewalk. From there, you're just making sure that you're eating every 2.5 to 3 hours. You'll notice there that it says a snack, then it says lunch, and then it says another snack, and then it goes to dinner. Make sure that's on a 2.5 to 3 hour clock so that your metabolism is resetting itself every 2.5 to 3 hours. Your metabolism is craving every 2.5 to 3 hours a carb, which would be in the form of a fruit or a vegetable, plus a protein. So when you look at a snack, I don't want you to just have an apple or just have an orange or just some berries. Make sure that with that apple or orange or berries or even vegetable that you're having a lean protein as well. What's a lean protein? Those can be nuts, those can be egg whites, those can be hard-boiled eggs. They can be chicken strips, turkey, white turkey meat strips, things that are going to be in that lean protein category. Stay away from the fatty proteins. Okay, what I'm talking about is your red meats, your processed foods. Those are going to be the types of things that we don't want to be doing during snacks or during meals as well. The best option for lunch, a big salad. I go with a big salad. It gives me more energy. I load it up with protein in the form of egg whites. I throw some berries in there. I've got spinach or kale plus some romaine lettuce. And I'm using a thin type of dressing, and I'm using it usually putting in some sort of meat in there too, either salmon or some sort of fish or chicken. And when I say a thin dressing, your balsamics or vinaigrette, those are pretty good options for you. Mid-afternoon snack, you'll notice it says there right before, another option for Catalyst and another option for Spark. If you've got 28 servings of Spark for 24 days, realize that you got to use that sparingly. If you've got more, then by all means, have that second Spark there in the middle of the day to get you some more energy. And then you want to have that mid-afternoon snack, which can look a lot like that mid-morning snack. Again, fruit or vegetable plus a protein. And then for dinner, that's the next time that you are mandatorily having to take another product, and that's going to be your second serving of Omegaplex that day, 2 pills with your dinner. Now dinner, it says complex carb if needed. I'm really, again, going to suggest to you, stay away from those beans, rice, and potatoes during dinner. I know that's just instinct for us to do during dinner, but if you can stick with just a lean protein, a chicken breast or salmon fillet, plus a steamed vegetable, that is going to be your best dinner. Don't starve yourself, okay? That doesn't mean that you have to have a very small portion. Now, portion sizes through this entire thing, I'm always looking at the size of my fist. If it's bigger than the size of my fist, it means it's probably a little bit too much. So if you think to yourself, well, I just had dinner, but I'm still hungry, guess what? You can still have a snack before you go to bed. Through this entire thing, though, you should not be hungry. When I do the 24-day challenge, I'm actually eating more during the day than if I'm not on the challenge. That's the way that we should be eating. We should be having 3 square meals plus 2 to 3 snacks per day to be able to keep our metabolism going. And if you can do that for 24 straight days, that's what this is going to promote. The products are just going to make it a lot easier. And then right before you go to bed, dip right back into that Herbal Cleanse box, and now you're taking that blue packet, the PM pills. And guess what? That's exactly what you're doing for days 1 through 10. Now, there's also some extra add-ons during the 24-day challenge for products that you can look at that aren't on this table. For me, one of the things that I always like to be able to have handy is my meal replacement bars or just snack bars. I like to be able to switch it up during my challenge because sometimes the food can get a little bit monotonous. This is kind of my candy for the day. There's 3 different types of bars that I would highly suggest. Either the meal replacement bar, which is a chocolate and peanut butter, the snack bar, which is a double chocolate, and then we've also got the AM bar, which is an apple cinnamon, kind of like a Rice Krispie consistency. That's a great choice for your snacks. And then also, if you're not getting enough water during the day, Rehydrate is a great one too. It's just basically Gatorade times 10, more electrolytes, more calcium, more vitamins, 80% less sugar than what you're going to find in Gatorade, and that's just going to help you to be able to retain a lot more water so that you're just getting more hydrated through the rest of the day. One thing I don't have here is my Thermo Plus. Now, I don't ever use Thermo Plus because I've already got a pretty high metabolism, but for those of you that are looking for getting to your results quicker and faster, Thermo Plus is just basically going to do that for you starting on day 11. A little pill there right before one of your meals that's just going to fire up the metabolism, and you can use that past the 24-day challenge as well. So if you can press play and repeat for 10 days for the 24-day challenge, that is the cleanse phase. And again, we want to drink a lot of water. We want to stay away from our alcohols, our wheats, our dairies. Eat as much natural food as possible and take the products at the right time. Now, your best bet to be able to get the best results possible, go back to the person that introduced you to the 24-day challenge, because they've probably been through it already and they probably had great results, and that's probably why they were talking to you about it. And they're going to share with you exactly what they think would be some great tips as well. But at the same time, if you can check in with them on day 1, day 2, day 5, day 10, and beyond, you're going to get incredible results. I'll tell you right now, the people that allow me to teach them and coach them on the 24-day challenge are the ones that get the best results. The ones that try to do this on their own are the ones that usually are giving up after day 12, day 15, and thinking to themselves, why am I not getting results? I'm doing all this correct. Well, guess what? There may be something that you weren't doing correct, but you have no idea because you didn't allow yourself to be coached and be taught. So go back to the person that introduced you to this. Make sure to get coaching and help from them. And if they can't provide that, then you've got me to be able to help as well. Take a look at day 11 through 24, the video coming up as you make that turn for day 11 through the rest of the challenge. And we've also got a video that's going to make suggestions for after the 24-day challenge as well. We'll see you again.